Futhi siyamazi ukuthi kuyangezwa kahle ngoba amabhuno amrapha ukuthi comrade Carl Niehaus that he needs no introduction. He spent some years, quite a number of years, is it 10 years, comrade Carl?
10 years.
10 years in Robben Island, suffering for the cause of the emancipation of black people. He is a man I'm not ashamed to stand next to. He's white in skin but very black at heart. He's fighting for the total emancipation of the African majority, and in fact he is arguing that the land must be returned and taken away from the white settlers who came and their descendants who came from 1652, who are still occupying our territories even today. So I'll then hand over to comrade Carl Niehaus. Comrade Carl Niehaus, you are in Ward 41. We are campaigning for comrade Malandela as we are campaigning for ourselves as African National Congress. This is a ward rich in history. There are members of MKMVA who are here right now with us. There are also history, as you can see, dilapidated buildings. There are many battles that were fought here between the rival groups during the apartheid times. So I'm not going to go into details with that, but over to you, comrade Carl.
Amandla! Viva ANC! Viva!
Viva!
Viva Umkhonto weSizwe Military Veterans Association! Viva!
Viva!
Viva President Jacob Zuma! Viva!
Viva!
Thank you, Comrade Chezi. Comrades, it is for me a great honor to be here today and to be able to campaign with you for our beloved liberation movement, the African National Congress. A few weeks ago, the ANC temporarily suspended me because they did not like some of the things that I said at Nkandla shortly before President Zuma was forced to hand himself over to the prisons, to the correctional services. But fortunately, the ANC constitution states that if no charges is brought against a comrade within 30 days, those temporary suspensions must lapse. And because there was no substantial charges against me, no charges were brought, my temporary suspension lapsed, and I was very grateful that it happened before the elections on the 1st of November, because I was paying to campaign for the African National Congress. The day that I received the letter that said that my suspension had lapsed, I immediately put this t-shirt on. Immediately. Because the ANC is my family. Comrade Chezi told you a little bit about myself. I've been in the African National Congress for 42 years. It's now going for 43 years. I joined the ANC when I was 19 years old, and I never left the ANC. I worked in the underground, both as a member of the African National Congress and of Umkhonto weSizwe. I was arrested, I was detained for many months. I was tortured when I was in detention. In fact, I can show you, comrades, I wear hearing aids. I lost most of my hearing because of the way that the apartheid security police tortured me. But I do not want to talk more about myself. I want to talk about this beloved organization of ours, the ANC, which continues to be the hope of the people. The ANC has failed in many ways to deliver to our people, but it has also in many ways delivered. The African National Congress, together with our people, was central in bringing about this democracy that we have now, these elections that we are going to participate in again on the 1st of November. The ANC did many good things for our people, but at the same time, it failed often in terms of service delivery. It failed also in terms of our leadership. There are leaders in the African National Congress who do not take care of our people. They are more concerned about taking care of their own pockets. Unfortunately, there are leaders in our organization who have become the agents and the servants of big capital, of white monopoly capitalism. They no longer see the need for us to fundamentally change our economy. They no longer see the need for us to make sure that the majority of people and all of us, as you stand around in this circle, can be economically empowered. Today we have some of the highest levels of unemployment in this country that we ever had seen. Over 50% of youth in this country are unemployed. It cannot continue. We have to change this. And the only way it can be changed is through the program of radical economic transformation. And comrades, no one must tell us that radical economic transformation is a faction or is not part of the African National Congress. Radical economic transformation was passed as resolutions of the 54th National Conference of the ANC. Radical economic transformation is the official economic policy program of the ANC. So it cannot be a faction. In fact, all of us, every one of us as we stand here, and every member of the ANC must be a soldier and a champion for radical economic transformation. Anyone who doesn't want radical economic transformation is undermining the economic policy program of the African National Congress. Yesterday, comrades, we went and we welcomed Nkamalala at a welcoming prayer there at People's Park at Moses Mabhida. Nkamalala wasn't able to come physically there to that meeting because he is still under medical parole. And there was the danger that if he came there, the Correctional Services Commissioner may decide to re-arrest him. But he did address us through a virtual meeting, a virtual connection to that meeting. And it was broadcasted. I'm sure many of you had seen it also on television. But you heard the love with which Msholozi spoke about the African National Congress. I have heard many times that President Zuma said, never reject the ANC. The ANC is much bigger than any individual. The African National Congress is the only structure that embodies the hope of our people. But at the same time,